Hello, and welcome to, or welcome back to, the Nasdaq Scalping Bot channel. In this channel, I show you guys the progress of my project, a Python project, my first Python project, which I used to create a bot that could make us some passive income by doing automated trading on the Nasdaq. And in the daily update, like today, it's the last day of the week, so it's not only a daily update, but it's also a week update. I tell you how the progress is, what the bot did, and how we did it on the market. And if you want to know how we did it today, just stay. And let's start with what did I change on the code, with the code. Well, let me take you to someone else. This is ChatGPT. And I asked ChatGPT today, and if you see, if I grab the scroll bar, I showed ChatGPT a long list of numbers, and if you look at those numbers, you see that there is an ATR of 307 in this example, and a lost change of 1.79999999992724. And that's not the only one. If you look closer at the numbers, all those numbers are in that range. And if you look there, ATR 302, 304, 305, 307, 309. So I asked ChatGPT, how is it possible that you give me code that the numbers, the ATR is getting bigger and bigger, and not even close to the numbers we have on the last change? That's what I asked on ChatGPT. I don't see the scroll bar right now. That's if you see looking at the screen. That's because I have to look beside the microphone to the scroll bar. And then he told me why the discrepancy. And those are too high. Of course, it's too high. That's what I saw already. And then he gave me an alternative to go to a scaled ATR. Let's see this one. This is scaled ATR of the ATR divided by 10. Then some later on, I blamed him. That's what may I remind you that you gave me those numbers, so those are not valuable. Then he gave me a scaled ATR of divided by 150. And that's another number. And then we're talking about 2%, not even 2%, but in this case 20% of the last change should be the scaled ATR. And that's what he told me. And then I tried that again, and we saw a lot of buys. You will see those in a moment when I grab the results of today. And then I tried again, and then he said we should use a scaling factor from the historical ATR average divided by the recent ATR average. And that's the one that we're going to use for the scaled ATR, is the ATR divided by the scaling factor. And what the? This doesn't sound like anything I can use in a strategy for. This is only to determine if the market is slow, normal, or highly volatile. So a lot of things going on to be calculated just to get the feel for the market if there is a slow, a normal, or a volatile market. And that's way too much. So I did not implement that. Then I confronted him with the number as the 179999972.4 is almost the same every time. You can see that in the earlier post. And he said, yeah, you can change that too. And then we have precision with a floating point and a lot of things going on. And at the end, I had something like, yeah, you can, yeah, because this doesn't look anything like we should or can use in a market, as in the feeling if a market is slow, normal, or volatile. So I changed the code in between and testing this. And let's go to the code for a moment. And I go to the code as in, oh wait, before I go to the contract size, look, I changed the sleeping time back to 3 minutes. 5 minutes didn't work, way too much time in between, and it had no effect on the market and had no effect on the ATR we're looking at. So these are the ATR 804, and I open and close. I will discuss this in a moment, but it had no effect on the ATR or on the last change if I did 5 minutes or 3 minutes. So I brought it back to 3 minutes so I can test more and better. And we get 3 minutes as in 20 times checking on the market, 20 times per hour checking on the market if there is something worth on opening a position. And that's a lot better than with the 5 minutes than we only can do with 12 times an hour. So I changed this already back to 180 seconds. And then let's take a look at the contract. Well, this is the latest that I did. I did not change anything else. All I added is some printouts. Whoa, what is he doing? Oh, get there. All I did is get some printouts so I could see what are the numbers that we're talking about, what are we looking at, and why is the market and the ATR and the last change so far apart of each other. And the last change should be calculated by closing and open. I didn't know what that was because it was always the same, so I changed that to a printout also so I could see the numbers that we're talking about and what is calculated and how it is calculated, because it doesn't make sense at all what the market, what ChatGPT told me how I should check if the market is slow, normal, or highly volatile. It didn't. So I started again at around 7, right before I have to go. So I could not check anymore. But right before 7, I started the bot again and get some numbers. So I've got the numbers right here. There are a lot of numbers, a lot of data coming in for the last couple of hours. These are all the data from the last couple of hours from the bot. So I have this data and now I've put it in a spreadsheet just to keep it, to have it. And then I will get tomorrow, when it's a weekend and the market is closed, then I can look at what are the numbers and what did he do, and can I use this ATR to determine in a better way if the market is slow, normal, or volatile. So that's something I'm gonna do for tomorrow. And while changing this, let's take a look at the bot. If we look at the bot, you see that the bot has now total profit since start 0.0, and I started around 7 p.m. So you don't see it's 77 candles since, and so there is nothing profit or loss. But if we don't look at the bot, I'm going to close the bot because it's Friday. Yes, I'm going to close the bot and close also the bot in the code. Close. Thank you. I have the numbers. Yes, I have. So let's take a look at the market. And if we look at the market, we see that today, I didn't expect it, but today, I will stretch it a bit because I have all the room we need. Today, there was more volatility in the market than that I had expected. So there was a lot of volatility in the market, and that was good because I could test now what the bot did and how the bot did and how the numbers would be. So that was very good. And while testing, and if you look, we are at the funds at this moment 895. So we lost 105 euros. But I don't care. I will reset this back to 1,000 when necessary, just because this didn't work. But if we look at the reports, we see it opened a lot of positions during the day, starting this morning at 7:37, with a negative, of course, with a negative. And then it got up some higher numbers, of course, and again some losses, and then again something right here, and you don't see this, but let's zoom in. I can explain you what's going on. If you look at it, you see there was a position opened at there was a position closed at 1608. At 1608, at 1607 opened, 1608 opened, 1609 opened, 1611 opened, 1612 opened, 1613 opened, 1613 opened. So suddenly, and I don't know why, suddenly the bot started opening positions one after the other. And that has nothing to do with the code and the strategy. The bot functions as it should be. So there's something wrong in the code from the strategy that it allows the bot to open several positions. That's what you see already too. 1604, 1605, 1606, and these were all negative. And then we had a lot of openings at this almost at the same time every minute, and that's the one I know. 60 seconds is the waiting time to check if a position is positive or negative. So there is something wrong there. And then I restarted the bot around, what was it? Yeah, around this time I restarted the bot. Then he opened again a lot of, and I killed those because those are the small numbers. €1, €2, €4, €1. I killed the bot again. And then after 7, I restarted the bot again, and there was nothing. These were the last. I let it run. I didn't care if it made a profit or didn't make a profit. Just want to see the numbers. Just want to know what are the numbers doing. So here we had again stop loss and take profit. And then we have a take profit. The number take profit is €14, about $15 is now the take profit. And that's okay with me. That's the number I want to. Of course, 10 times this during a day, we're talking about 150 a day. And 150 a day is very nice to have as a profit. That's what I'm aiming for. So I don't gonna change about that. And the stop loss even the same. This is a stop loss of I believe 8 hours, 8.5 hours of $8, $9 maybe. And maybe I'm gonna change that one a bit too. I don't know. But I let it run to see what those numbers were. And then we are back at 895. So we'll take a loss today, but that's expecting, with a lot of things that didn't go well when I changed the code to a lower ATR with a loss change as ChatGPT suggested that I should do. And then the bot went haywire, as in opening one position after the other. So I need to take a look at it tomorrow, or at least somewhere during this weekend. I need to take a look at it. And then next week, we're going to test again. And then I'm going to tell you guys what I changed to the code and trying to implement better the strategy that ChatGPT now suggested for the third time. I can't help it, but that's it. So I'm hoping to make it work better, because I get the idea what he wants, how I should implement this strategy, but the numbers, the values that he gave me, they don't reach nearly what it should be. So I stored the numbers today, and then I can look at what did we do. And that was it for today. It is my daily report for today, because there is nothing else. We didn't make any profits. Oh, what's 12? Let's take a look at the 12. Oh yeah. Stop losses, $9, and take profits. There they are. All the stop losses and the take profits are there. So that's all the right numbers. And now I need to fine tune it better to find a way that there will be a correct value for slow market, normal market, and high volatile. And I can do that on the fly. I have to do that with the values I just showed you guys in the spreadsheet. Then I can take a look at it and say, okay, let's try. And again, let's try on Monday what the numbers will be. For this week, well, we had a strange week. The week was, for now, as in we tested the ChatGPT's strategy. What was wrong? Sadly. But yeah, okay, it was wrong. So I didn't have much to report, because most of the time the bot didn't do anything during the week. I was glad that it did anything today, even with the ChatGPT's code and strategy that I adjusted yesterday and the day before. And so let's see how it will do next week when I'm gonna adjust it a bit more and I understand what I can do with it. So that was it for today. If you liked the video, press like. If you want to see more of these videos, then subscribe so you will get noticed when you see next week. If you want to leave a comment, feel free to give me a comment. Let me know what you think about this project, what you think about the bot, or what you think about how I do it. If you want to talk more to me, you can find me on Discord. There's a Discord channel. There's a link in the description. And I also planning on, again, to get back on Twitch. So if you want to see me on Twitch, get the Twitch info also from the description. Then you can see me on Twitch when the bot is more active and we can see more things going on. then I will put it on Twitch again so everybody can copy the stuff that the bot does, so everybody has fun. And if you want to support me, I don't expect it, but if you want to, there is also a link to the Patreon in the description, but it's there to be there, and I don't expect anything to be there. For you all, I wish you all a good weekend and hope to see you all next week again. And until then, remember, have a little fun every day. See you next week.